friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I have been watching a lot of story times on YouTube. One of my friends just got engaged, so I've been watching a lot of wedding story times, and oh boy, it brought up some things, some story times from my wedding 2 years ago. So there was a few things that went wrong with my wedding, but overall it was a beautiful wedding. Nothing went terribly wrong. There's always going to be little things that go wrong in a wedding. I always say that to everyone, like, not everything is going to be perfect, but at the end of the day, all those little things really will not matter. All that you will care about is being married to the love of your life. So now to get into the story time. So when I got engaged, I didn't really have any idea what I wanted for my wedding dress. I had always been a princessy ball gown type girl, so I was thinking of getting something along those lines. So we went into a few different bridal shops, and in one of the shops, I tried on this dress. I think it was like the first or second dress. I know it was one of the first dresses that I tried on, and I put this dress on and I just knew that it was the dress. But I still had doubts. I was like, oh, this is my wedding dress. I want to try on more dresses because at this point I hadn't tried on very many dresses. So I'll just show you guys quickly what the dress looked like. This isn't the exact dress, but it is pretty close. So the dress I tried on was not this wide. Also the layers were different, but they were still layers, if you get what I mean. Also the layers went up a lot higher on the dress. And you can see on the side of this dress that there are some diamantes. This dress that I tried on also had those diamantes there in the shape of a flower. And then this was the dress that I ended up finding, and it was so much cheaper, but you'll find out all that stuff later on in the story. So yes. So we didn't really have a price range because I wasn't really sure how much wedding dresses were costing. I just knew that they were expensive. We're looking at all these dresses, and like they're around like $1,000 to $2,000. They did have more, like I think $10,000 dresses. Your girl don't have that much money to spend. So I was trying on the cheaper dresses in the store. Anyway, as I mentioned, I tried on this one dress and I just knew that it was the dress. Anyway, we looked at the price tag to see how much it was going to be, and on the tag it had a star sticker. You know those star stickers you get when you've done a good job at school in like kindergarten? That was what was on the label. So it had this star sticker, and then it said last one. So the dress was around $700, $600. So that is cheap for a bridal gown. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cheap. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, what do I do? What if this is the dress? Should I even try on any more dresses? So we even had a conversation with the lady who was doing my dress trying on fitting stuff about how the dress was a few sizes bigger than me, and it was the last one, so it wasn't like we could order in another. And she was saying, oh, you're so lucky you're getting this dress, it's the last one. And she's like, don't worry, we can just, bring it in for you. It's bigger, that's good. You don't want it too small because we can't really do anything about that. But she said, because it's 2 sizes too big, we can just bring it in for you. So my sister, who was my maid of honor, and my mum came along with me to these dress shops. Now, we all seen the price and was like, that is such a great deal, what are we going to do? I want to try on some more dresses. It's towards the end of the day. Most of the bridal shops are closing. So I was like, okay, when the bridal shops open again, we'll go out and have a look at some more dresses, and then we'll decide at the end if we want to buy it or not. But because this was the last dress of this dress that I'd tried on and I absolutely loved, we didn't want to just leave it there in case somebody was like coming in like right after me just before the shop's about to shut, and they try on the dress and go, this is the dress I want, and they buy it and I've lost the dress. So I said, I really, really love this dress. Can we put a hold on it? And they said, sure, we'll put a hold on it for you so that nobody else can get this dress. So just before I was about to take the dress off, my mum got out to take a photo of me in this wedding dress so that I could look back at the dresses and everything, because other bridal shops that I'd been in were encouraging you to take photos. However, this shop said no cameras. Now, the reason that they say no cameras is because people buy cheaper dresses online and then they take a picture of themselves in this really high quality gown and then they try and sell the cheaper dress using the high quality gown photos. So we said, can we please take a photo so that we know how much it's going to cost and like we can show my dad because he'll be paying for it. And they said no, that we couldn't even take a photo of the price tag. Anyway, it's all exciting. We're at the desk, putting it on hold. They're taking down my name, my number, all of that jazz. And they're writing out a little card for me of all of the dresses that I tried on. Now, silly me, I was just so excited about dress shopping. I just took the card going, oh yeah, that's all the code of the dresses I'd tried on. Not realizing that they had the prices there too. So I didn't know which code belonged to the dress that I tried on. This was just basically for me to bring back in to say these are the dresses I've tried on so that the bridal consultant can go and pull them from the rack for me. Now on my way home, I was looking at the little card and I was like, that's weird. They don't have like the $700 dress that I tried on here. And I was like, oh, it's all right. It's probably just because it is the last one. My name's already reserved on it and everything. So they didn't write it down. And these were just all the other dresses that I tried on in case I decided, no, I'm not really loving that dress. But on the way home, I said to my mum, I said, that is just the dress. I love that dress so much. Because it was a Friday, it wasn't going to be open until Monday, the bridal store. So I had to wait until Monday when it opened. And I said to my mum, as soon as it opens, we're going in there and I'm going to buy that dress. So all weekend, I was like just imagining this beautiful dress that I tried on. There was no other dress for me. Like, this was it. I was in love with this dress. Silly me, I should have questioned why they didn't have the $700 dress on that card as soon as they gave it to me. Like, oh my goodness, I was so stupid. Why didn't I ask them why isn't the $700 dress on there? Obviously, I still don't know what happened to this day. Obviously, they either realized right then and there that they'd made a mistake and they'd put a tag on the wrong dress. All I know is that on Monday morning when I came in to purchase that dress, I had my dad there and everything. He wasn't there at the original fitting. At the original dress trying on, it was just myself, my mum, and my sister. So yeah, we all came back in to get this dress. And I said, I want to buy the dress that I tried on. It's under my name. And then I said, it's under Melody. So they went out the back and they came out with the dress and it was so beautiful. And I'm like, yes, that's the one. And then they're like, that'll be like $2,500. Thank you. I was like, what? What? That dress was not $2,000 when I tried it on the other day. It had a tag on it saying that it was the last one and that it was like $700. So my dad was saying, but they all seen the price tag. They all seen that it was in the hundreds. It definitely wasn't $2,000. And we said the reason that it was that cheap was because it had a tag on it saying that it was the last one. And she said, sorry, there's no tag on this. Like, we were talking to the manager. The other previous day we'd been there, we were just talking to a consultant, not the manager. So obviously someone had ripped the tag off, realized they'd made a mistake, and didn't bother to contact me. Like, if they just contacted me and been upfront about it, I wouldn't have been so upset with them. But the fact that they didn't even contact me to tell me that, sorry, we've made a mistake, was horrible. And we even said that to the lady. We were being very polite to her. We're like, okay, we're sure it wasn't that much when we were in here the other day. We said, could it be that one of your staff have accidentally made a mistake? And her reply back was, no, my staff don't make mistakes. It makes me so angry. Your staff don't make mistakes? They're human? Are your staff robots? Really? They have no human error? Oh my goodness. I wasn't even really that angry at this point. I was just so upset. Like, it was like, you know, in like when you're watching a movie or something and something bad's happening and like somebody is hearing that a family member has died or something, even though this is like not that, it's a dress, but still, and like everything else, like they just hear that the family member's dead, and then the doctor's trying to explain how the person died and it's just muffled sound. That was what it was like. It was like, no, the dress is $2,000, and then everything else was like muffled. I hope you get what I'm trying to get at there. I haven't said anything to them apart from, you know, I'm here to collect my dress. It's under Melody. You know, oh no, it wasn't that price when I was here the other day. You know, I had been very polite to them, and she was like, I can't sell the dress to you for that price. This is a high quality gown. I'm like, I'm just feeling embarrassed. We didn't have a lot of money to spend on the wedding dress as it was. You know, this was affordable. You know, I wasn't expecting to get a dress for free. I was just wanting to get the dress for what it said on the price tag the day I was there. What, it was suddenly wasn't the last one anymore? Like, somebody had made a mistake and they weren't going to say anything about it. This lady was backing her staff, saying that they would never make a mistake. Like, I'm sorry, there is human error. Nobody can say that they have never made a mistake, especially working in like a bridal shop. You've got so many things going on all at once. You know, I wasn't trying to barter them down on the price. I just wanted it for what I seen on the price tag.
The boss lady was even going as far as trying to convince us that I was wearing a bolero when I seen that price tag, and that it was the bolero that was costing that much. Come on, who sells a bolero for like $700? Like, normally they're like $100 or $200, like max. So it was pretty obvious that they'd messed up and they were trying to cover themselves.
So after they told me that, I was like, okay, that's all good. All right, see you later. After that, I just walked off. I was holding back my tears. I was trying not to cry. As soon as I got out the door, because it was kind of like up some stairs and then there was like the bridal shop. So as soon as I got out the door to the top of the staircase, I turned around and realized that my family weren't following me. My dad was standing there going, no, my daughters, my wife, they seen this on the price tag. You see, my dad is the type of person, if he sees something being done to someone else that isn't right, he will stand up for them. He has always stood up for what's right, even if it means, you know, having to go out of your comfort zone. And then in the end, I was saying, look, Dad, let's just go. You know, it's not worth it. They've been dishonest to begin with. You know, why waste any more time? We've got a wedding to plan, guys. Why waste any more time on these bunch of twits? So then in the end, we ended up just going out of the shop. And once I got down those flights of stairs and I was back onto like the main street, I burst into tears. Oh my goodness, I was crying. I'm like, Mom, I really wanted that dress. It was ugly crying and I was just so upset. Here I was thinking, yes, we've got the dress so cheap now. You know, we can widen our budget for other things. And here I was having to go out and look for another dress. So we ended up going to another bridal shop and they were really lovely in there for the very first appointment when you like are looking at all the dresses. And I found a dress in there that was pretty much the same as this other dress, but it was a lot cheaper. I think it was like $1,400 plus alterations. So, you know, the other dress was without alterations, so that would have been even more than $2,500 because that's what the other dress cost. I'm not sure if it was exactly $2,500, but it was around there. And then we shared our experience about the other bridal shop that we'd went to and what had happened. Sorry guys, the sun just went behind the clouds. Hopefully it comes back out again, but for now this is just the lighting we're going to be dealing with. So I tried on this dress that was very similar to the other one and it was perfect. You know, I was smiling from ear to ear. It was like so amazing. It was the dress that I wanted. The only thing, the first dress had some bling on it. This one didn't have bling on it, so I had to buy a belt, which the bridal shop had belts to choose from. So I had to buy a belt to go with my wedding dress for the bling. So that's what I done for that, and I pretty much had a similar version to the first dress that I tried on that I loved. So I put a deposit on this dress, I was so happy. But the story isn't over yet. This is just the beginning of the end. So what happened was we put a deposit down for the dress. We committed to it, everything, and then we went home. Now I had to go for a dress fitting, to see where they needed to alter it. So when we went in for the alterations appointment, everything had changed. They were not all nice and accommodating anymore. They had basically just put on a big show to get us in. Their dresses were cheap, so I'm not complaining about that side of things, but they just weren't very kind anymore. Now, as you guys can see, I'm a big girl, and I was a big girl around the time of my wedding as well. So when we tried on the dress and we were deciding what size to order the dress in, and I'd lost like 10 kilograms. So, it was not a small amount of weight that I'd lost. It was quite a bit. But the lady I felt really rude. I mean, I get it. She's probably got lots of people that come in and go, oh yeah, I'm going to lose weight for my wedding. And then they don't lose the weight. And that's what ended up happening with me. And I'll explain why in a minute. She made a comment along the lines of, yeah, you know that you really do need to lose this weight though. Otherwise your dress isn't going to fit you. Like, she was very rude about it. But every appointment I went to, this woman made me feel so bad about my weight. Like, I know I have a weight problem, I'm trying to fix that, but all the negative comments only make me put on more weight. I don't know why. That's just the way I am. If I hear positive comments, it helps me lose more weight. But if I'm hearing constantly like negative, like you're never going to lose the weight, or you're just going to fall off the wagon anyway, so just go and eat the cake, that is stuff that only makes me put on more weight and makes me not even try to lose weight. Because you need to be in the right headspace to lose weight, especially, sorry, I'm getting off the wagon here a bit. We've been trying to conceive for 2 years. I lost 12 kilos. After I'd lost the first 5, the doctor's like, you'll get pregnant just like that. Didn't get pregnant. Then I lost 5 kilos again. Oh, you'll get pregnant the next 5 kilos. Just keep losing them. Then after that, I'd lost another 2 kilos. And I'd lost 12 kilos in total. And I had given up by then because, the doctor had told me twice now that, you lose 5 kilos, you'll be fine. You'll get pregnant just like that. And it wasn't happening. So I was really frustrated. And so I put all the weight back on. Anyway, all that aside, I do agree that weight problems isn't healthy and something does need to be done about it. But I think we need to be focusing on the root causes of that weight issue. A lot of people are gaining weight because they're not eating, like they're skipping breakfast. And when they do eat, it's junk food. Or, there's other stresses. There's things contributing to that weight gain. And it's not just the person just ate too much food. It could be too much of the wrong food, it could be comfort eating, anything, So anyway, this isn't about weight loss, and I'm not a doctor, so, I'm not going to say anything more on the topic, but that is just my view on it. I've been in both situations where I've been skinny. If you want to hear a story time about my eating disorder when I was younger, let me know in the comments below and I'll do that one. Anyway, that's enough about the weight loss stuff. So now getting back to the wedding dress. So basically this lady had just made me feel awful about my weight the whole time, every time I went for a fitting. But other than that, they were really lovely. And in the end, I got the wedding dress of my dreams and it was beautiful. And I loved the dress so much. And we're going back to the weight thing here. So I didn't put on the weight, luckily. I just didn't lose any more, but I didn't put on the weight that I'd lost. So I was quite happy with my wedding photos. I do look back and think, it would have been nice to have lost a little bit more. But yeah, that was just the way it went. I am quite happy with my wedding photos. My dress made my body look beautiful. And all that matters now is that I'm married to my Prince Charming, so it's all good. So yeah, that is pretty much my wedding dress horror story, but it had a pretty happy ending. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see another story time as I mentioned in this video. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Over to you, Eva.
Give me thumbs up. Bye, guys.